Taggart leads the Bulldog in a Raymond James Stadium. It's senior day. 18 Bulls play their final home game. Junior quarterback Quinton is enjoying a spectacular season. Today goes head-to-head with UCF defensive stars, identical twins, Jakeem and Shaquille Griffin. From Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, we wrap up the 2016 college football regular season for both UCF and USF. It's the annual Sunshine State rivalry game. Both the Knights and Bulls are bowl-bound. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Tampa. So great to have you with us. This is Dave Ryan. I hope you and yours had a safe and happy Thanksgiving holiday. I'm joined by Corey Chavis and Melanie Collins in a moment. Big game for USF, a chance for a school record 10 wins this year if they beat the Knights. And they can still win the East Division of the American Conference. Temple, though, can clinch with a win over East Carolina tonight. So, Corey, different strengths for these teams. USF, 65 touchdowns scored this year. That's tied for third in the nation. UCF playmakers, defensive side of the ball, 5 defensive touchdowns this year.
Yeah, it's a battle of two teams who I believe have their personalities set in place, and you got to be able to stop this guy Quinton if you're UCF, and that means you got to run and hit and be physical to the football, because he'll throw the ball down the field. Rodney Adams has 5 touchdowns, both rushing and receiving, and they're an offense that's predicated on a fast pace. And the two guys who I believe, the Griffin brothers, you talked about them being twins, where they're twins in the way that they play. You see Shakeem, he's always coming from the backside, and sometimes it leads to this, an interception for his brother Shaquille. He's been fantastic. Both of them are a joy to watch. And for them today, it's about one thing: physical play.
Can't wait to watch him in action, Corey, today. Beautiful day. Gulf Coast of Florida, 78 degrees. Slight breeze, partly cloudy. First year head coach, former offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach at Oregon. Scott Frost, what a turnaround. One of the best in the nation. From no wins last year to 12 to 6 this year. And Willie Taggart, 4th year as USF head coach, on the verge of bowl history with a win today. Already a record-tying 9th win this year for USF. UCF has won the toss, electing to receive. And Adrian Killens, who does have a touchdown return. That was against East Carolina. 100 yards. Will receive the kick here from Brandon Bear to begin this rivalry game today. 100 miles separate the campuses, UCF and USF. Underway from Tampa. Here's Killens. Speedy freshman. Looks for room. Has some. Killens to the outside. Killens the cutback. Had a great return to the 39-yard line for Adrian Killens. What a start for UCF. Chick-fil-A starting lineup for the Knights. True freshman quarterback Mackenzie Milton. 9th career start, as you might expect. Wild roller coaster of a ride for this youngster from Hawaii. Spectacular athlete, but athlete decision-making accuracy have been inconsistent. He's the first ever student athlete any sport at UCF from Hawaii. Attended summer camps at Oregon when Scott Frost was an assistant there. A good week of practice, Scott Frost told us last night for Milton. He was very accurate in all of his throwing drills. Now it's the game. And throwing on first down. Akins the catch. Polished off by Augie Sanchez. Offensively, Traquan Smith leads the way for the Knights. 47 catches, 21 more than the next best on the team. Team best 3 TD catches this year. He'll need to be a playmaker today. Sanchez the tip of the ball intended for Cam Stewart, incomplete. And third down and short coming up here for UCF.
And Sanchez does an excellent job of getting into the passing lane, and nearly an interception to the house. It was an excellent break, and he's gotten better, I think, throughout his career. He's always been good at it, reading the eyes of the quarterback.
On third down, Hamilton the carry and does have the first down. USF on defense. They rely on Dietrich Nichols. He had 3 pass breakups last moments against Memphis. Helped seal that win, and 2 picks last week in Dallas against SMU. He is a big playmaker defensively for the Bulls. First down. Akins stays busy with a second catch, and that'll be a first down, about 11-yard pickup For UCF, Jordan Akins, former baseball player, picks up 11.
Well, just finding a soft spot in their zone coverage. Nobody matched him, and he was able to really sit down and show some of that savviness that you can see from him sometimes, the former receiver at work.
On first down, Milton throwing. Traquan Smith. Catch, big run. Smith inside the 5. And what a start for hashtag UC Fast. They're on the move here.
Excellent vision, patience, and you can see the release. You asked Coach Frost about it. Very on point on that last play. So far, so good for Milton.
Freshman Hamilton is in. Touchdown UCF. That didn't take long. Here's Wright for the PAT. 34-36 in that department this year. Seven nothing. Could you have asked for a better start for UCF? The answer, Knight fans, no. You could not. Milton directs the drive. Hamilton finishes up freshman to freshman. These kids can play. Only took a minute 50. 6 plays, 60 yards. Hamilton caps it off. TD run for UCF. Third member of our crew, Melanie Collins, on the field talking coaches today. Melanie, how are you?
I'm good, Dave. Thank you. And one of the commonalities between these two coaches is their ability to turn a program around. Willie Taggart is in his 4th season at USF and has guided this team to a 9-2 record on the season. He's taken a team from the depths of a 2-win season in 2013 to a possible program record 10th win tonight. Scott Frost, on the other hand, took over a winless program and guided them to bowl eligibility in his first year as head coach. He gave a lot of credit to his coaching staff and what they were able to do with the situation they took over. But most of all, he said his guys were all hungry for new direction. And he said we gave them exactly that, and they went in at full force. But he's certainly not satisfied. He said it'll be another couple years before this program is where he wants it, at the top, Dave.
Melanie, Donald DeLahaye kicks off for UCF through the end zone. It's a touchback. Two outstanding young coaches leading these programs.
Well, let's go back to the play that set up the last touchdown, David. It was Traquan Smith against Dietrich Nichols, and really what they do, they want to clear this part of the field out to create a one-on-one, even though they're playing zone. Not a good break by Nichols, and look at the way Smith comes back to the ball. Then you can use your size, speed, and overall strength to set up what ended up being a rushing touchdown. Had to be a good start, a good feel for offensive coordinator Troy Walters, that his quarterback got off to that kind of start.
But now the defense has got to face this guy. Quinton Flowers hands to Marlon Mack, the all-time leading rusher in USF history. Picks up some more real estate. He's got 5. Jake Flay starting lineup for the Bulls. Quinton Flowers, player of the year type, season 3rd in the American Conference in running, 115.7 yards per game. He has been brilliant. 2nd full year as a starter. 330 plus yards a game, number 1 in the American. Fakes the pass, runs. That's where he's so dangerous in space. And he's out to about the 35. It'll be a first down. Marlon Mack, 18 rushing yards shy beginning of the game of his 3rd straight 1,000-yard season. So emblematic of this bull rise Melanie was talking about under Willie Taggart over the last 3 years from the Bay Area. 13 rushing touchdowns this year, tied for the team lead with Quinton Flowers. On first down, end around play. Rodney Adams, who's got some speed to burn. A legit national speedster Rodney Adams could pick up.
Well, look at this hit by Drico Johnson. Those are the types of hits that wear on receivers during the course of a game.
Adams has the catch. Shaquem Griffin can't quite wrap him up. And polished off by Savon Lowry. More on Shaquem. Become a national name this year. Richard Jr. from nearby St. Petersburg. He's got 10 sacks that leads the American Conference. He's a first-year starter, moved from defensive back to linebacker this year. He lost his arm due to a rare disorder at age 4 and has been nothing short of spectacular for UCF. Third down numbers excellent for USF. Here's Mack, mesh play, and has the first down. About a yard and a half. Chains move for the Bulls. As Mack closes in on 1,000 yards for the season.
Now, that was a pretty good job by Shaquem Griffin of just working around Kofi Amichia and being able to make the stop.
Here's Mack. Navigates, breaks tackles. Here he goes. Marlon Mack. Foot race. End zone. Touchdown, USF.
Excellent cut by Mack inside. And he was able to take it to the house. Only, I don't know if he got it in on that. They're going to probably take another look at that on the, whether or not he kept his feet in bounds the last part of that run.
We might have a video review. Brandon Bears in for the PAT if we don't. We're not going to. Bears got the point after, and we are tied 7 apiece. Corey, another touchdown run for the great Marlon Mack.
Now, to be an excellent running back, it really comes down to patience. Now, you're seeing the end of the run here, and that's just an example of his ability to run away from the world.
New school record, 5,761 total yards. And Marlon Mack now over 1,000 for the season, 1,025. His school record, 31st rushing touchdown. 9-5 combo. Those guys are something. Bear kicks off. Good move there for Killens. Let that go to the end zone for a touchback. Scott Frost, great college career at Nebraska, on the '98 Orange Bowl, en route to the national championship. 3rd round pick, '98 NFL draft by the Jets. Would play for 5 different teams in his career. Returned to college, assistant coach Chip Kelly at Oregon, and first ever head coaching job in the city beautiful, 100 miles to the east, leading UCF.
He talked about his commitment to this job, and really seemed to be proud that this was his first opportunity. Loves being down here.
Hamilton breaks tackle, second level, then some. Abraham on the stop. Jawan Hamilton runs strong, gain of 12. Troy Walters telling us last night, Corey, someone's got to step up offensively, be a playmaker. Maybe it's Hamilton today.
Look at the block by Tristan Payton, number 6. He comes in and helps open it up on the outside. Receivers have to block in this offense. Payton is an excellent blocker.
First down for the Knights. Option look. Ball on the ground. Hamilton lost it. Still loose. Picked up by USF. A touchdown for USF. Jawan Brown. The scoop and score for the Bulls.
Hamilton dropped the ball last week on a fumble on 3rd down and 4. And he drops one again today. And Brown scoops it up in the right place at the right time. That's the 2nd week in a row on the same play that he drops the ball. And so that's not on Mackenzie Milton. I don't know, but
they're freshmen out there, Corey. That's a key mistake. And Milton goes right to Hamilton to say, we'll get him next time. In the meantime, it's Bear with the PAT, and it's 14-7.
You can't give USF's defense touchdowns.
First career fumble recovery and first career touchdown for Jawan Brown. What a moment for him, the sophomore from here in Tampa. Johnny Ward late to get to his spot on kickoff coverage. And Bear kicks it off. Here's Killens. Will not venture out, takes a knee, touchback. And the Knights get it at the 25. Here's Milton. Quarterback draw. Freshman. Harris and Sanchez combine on the tackle. And it's out to about the 33.
And that's a matchup. If you run that play, Sanchez has to make the tackle. So you've got a hat on a hat. All of your offensive linemen can account for their blockers. And then it's just Milton against Sanchez. So that's something they may want to go back to later on.
Second down. Hamilton has the first down and then some. Juwan Hamilton shoved out of bounds by Dietrich Nichols.
It's a pretty good block by Jordan Akins and a poor angle coming downhill by Jamon Thomas, number 18. He's able to get outside of his tackle attempt. Got to be careful.
Milton, Cam Stewart, intended receiver incomplete. So what do you tell a guy like Hawkins after that?
I tell him, keep celebrating. Find another way to celebrate.
Right.
Because I know, you know why I say that? If you're celebrating, what does that mean?
You're making good plays.
Exactly. So I don't want to take his enthusiasm away if I'm a coach. And I'm sure that's the type of reinforcement he's getting on the sidelines. And Hawkins is a player who has to make up for a little bit of a size deficiency. So he has to feel like he's a little bit bigger than he really is.
Milton throwing. Sideline route. Oldham has the catch in front of Jamon Thomas. I'm impressed with Mackenzie Milton. Gain of 5 there, Corey, in this first quarter. I like the poise and decision making.
I think they need to. This is where they've struggled. You mentioned it earlier. Whatever it was, 122nd in the nation. You pick up these third downs. You keep that USF offense off the field.
Third down. Milton throwing behind Oldham, incomplete. With Nigel Harris on coverage. So now Scott Frost, the decision to make on a short field.
And this Hector, number 60, watch him get his hands up. Excellent job by him. He's going to the contain element, and then he's able to get his hands up. And now you force them to go for it on fourth down.
Good kick inside the 10.
Excellent kick. Used the drop kick on. Worked perfectly.
Diverse offense. Willie Taggart is the play caller. Take a shot. Post route here. Valdez Scantling had a touchdown against SMU last week. First play of the game. And a Bulls victory.
Well, that's what I was talking about. All verticals. And you can see that he knows he was going to take the shot before. And he communicated it out to his players. And that's why we talked about it in the pre-snap. Now, UCF was prepared for that formation. You could tell on the last snap they got lined up. They didn't a week ago, and it cost them a touchdown against Tulsa. That was a good job that time by their defense.
Second down, play fake. Adams elevates. Great catch, Rodney Adams. Shaquille Griffin can't find a one-on-one tackle opportunity. Rico Johnson does polish him off, but stopping the fleet-footed Rodney Adams is not easy.
I think he kept his balance and kept that right knee off the ground.
He's got some quicks, Corey.
Better watch for the quarterback run out of this set as well.
Dearness Johnson gets the carry and has the first down. Last play there. There's a knee down. Ooh, that was close. That was close. But not reviewed. Too late now.
I thought he kept it off the ground, and it's an example of his flexibility.
Tremendous athleticism, Rodney Adams. End of the first quarter, 14-7 game. USF, UCF, Sunshine State rivalry. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Willie Taggart told us before the game today he's very happy at USF. Family just moved into a new house they built. Only been there about a month. So Bull fans, I think he'll be around for a while. Dearness Johnson breaks a tackle. First down and then some for JYD, the Junkyard Dog, and Willie Taggart calls him the MVP on this team loaded with stars.
Did you watch that Cure Bowl a year ago?
Yes, exciting game.
And Tyler Irvin, what a performance.
He had a great career at San Jose State. Streak route, and Rasheen Bronson, intended receiver, his first target. Killings on coverage.
DJ Killens has come on. I was talking to Travis Fisher, their defensive backs coach, before the game, and he was proud of how he's really just matured into the player that he thought he could become. All of these secondary players, talking to Travis Fisher, scheduled to graduate. They graduated from school. Mature group on the back end.
Pick six, first drive. The loss to Tulsa last week against Dane Evans for DJ Killens. 5 defensive touchdowns this year. Knights are going to need some more great defense today against this guy, Quinton Flowers. Lets the block develop with Rasheem Bronson, and Dimitri Brema finally tracks him down. Not before a big pickup, 22 more yards for the Bulls.
They pull around number 73, Jeremy Hall, so he's running behind him, and it's off of that fake action of the fly sweep.
Bulls go fast. Brim in space trying to bring down Quinton Flowers. No easy matter. And he gets to about the 16-yard line. Tackled by Earl Clark. Gain of 5. Johnson has the catch. Griffin has him. Shaquille Griffin. Quick hit. Today's Red Zone being brought to you by Verizon. Almost 74%, well over the national average. Third down. QB run. So patient and sent backwards instead. Tony Garrard met him in the hole and drilled him.
That was an outstanding play by Garrard, just working through Kofi Amichia. And I thought that power that he displayed is what he's really shown most of the season. He's a guy who can really overpower some offensive tackles and offensive guards if he can establish his leverage. That's a big popular play for USF, normally a scoring play. And to be able to stop that has to be a confidence boost for this UCF defense.
Here's Bear from 33. Sneaks it inside the right upright. It's good for his first field goal made. The junior from Fleming Island, Florida, replacing the injured Emilio Nadelman. Knights hope to have Nadelman back for the ball game. For now, it's Bear's job. 3 more for USF. Bear kicks off. Killens, 8 yards deep, takes a knee for a touchback. I thought the moment of the week was when I asked him on the conference call, who's a better quarterback, you or Quinton Flowers? Corey couldn't stop laughing.
I'm still laughing.
Milton throwing here. Traquan Smith had a catch, and Tajay Fullwood almost runs away there. Able to make that stop against the speedy Traquan Smith, gain of 11. The bottom line is that Corey feels Willie Taggart was a better college quarterback, an amazing career at Western.
I mean, well, listen, I'm not going to take anything away from Flowers, but you got to get to 4,000 yards before we get into that conversation. 4,000 yards rushing.
That's right.
Now, Flowers has better passing numbers. I think Scott Frost ran for, what, 19 touchdowns in one season at Nebraska? So, I mean, he's no slouch at all. Over 1,000 yards rushing. Excellent quarterback in his own right.
Willie Taggart set 11 different records at Western Kentucky. Taj McGowan gets his first touch. Tremendous accolades on the field for both those guys. Wallacay the stop, gain of 3, and third down. Now trying to win as head coaches. Willie's done it. Scott Frost, great turnaround in his first year.
And these are the third downs you want if you're offensive coordinator Troy Walters, because these are manageable. This is 3rd and 3. I've got to find a way to convert here.
Here's McGowan. Navigates to Wallacay, sends him backwards, and says no.
Wallacay just runs through Tate Hurnley. He's coming in, playing that a little bit of that left guard. You see how he just really just bench presses him off and is able to make the play. And Wallacay is got quite a story. I'm sure you'll get into it as the game goes on, but former walk-on and just how he's earned his. He caught my eye playing special teams. You heard when I talked to them. I mean, I thought he was
a guy that size on kickoff coverage.
I mean, he really caught my eye doing that. That's commitment.
No question. Not an easy fair catch there in front of Hayden Jones for Dearness Johnson. Very inspirational student athlete at USF, Daniel Walke.
Welcome back to Raymond James Stadium. Bulls leading the night 17-7. It's senior day in Tampa, and senior Rodney Adams, while in his first year at Toledo, lost his mother Michelle Scott in a car accident. And now he very literally carries her with him every time he steps onto the football field. He wears a t-shirt covered in photos of her underneath his uniform during games. And a big part of him transferring back to USF was to be closer to his grandmother, who he drives to visit in St. Pete nearly every weekend. He was one of the last players to qualify under the old NCAA hardship rule, so he was able to suit up for the Bulls right away in 2014, and he's been making his mark here ever since, guys.
Melanie sure has 51 catches for Adams. Starting play today, leading receiver for USF. He's been through a lot. Willie Taggart mentioned that in our discussion with the head coach this week. Over each, Adams is upended at midfield. Drico Johnson comes in, but Rodney Adams hangs on senior day. A tremendous catch, first down.
Well, this is the guy to watch. Look at the angle that he takes. He reads the play, gets on a beeline, perfectly legal hit, and the acrobatics and the courage from Adams to make that grab.
Then at 16, Durand got there first. Jasinski finishes off Quinton Flowers. A sack for the Knights.
And Garrod came to play. And inside, he's been able to win and win consistently. And I also thought Jamias Pittman, both of these players inside, look at the activity. He runs right by Kofi Amichia and gets to the quarterback.
4.5 sacks this year for Tony Garrod. Coaches tell us great leader on the defensive line. 12 tackles. Tulsa last week, a career best. Off the loss of 6. Mack, big pickup. Mack, still on his feet. Marlon Mack, he's gonna score a USF touchdown. What a run! The Mack attack is back in Tampa. 56 yards. That was fun to watch.
The first missed tackle by Hill. And then it's Mutcherson in the middle of the field, makes him miss, makes Johnson miss, makes Griffin miss, stiff arms Killings away. What else do you want? I put it in one hand, put it back in the other hand, put it back in the other hand. Man, I thought he was juggling the ball.
Interesting ball security there as Bear has the PAT. Over 100 yards for Max. 19th in his career and 7th this year from Marlon Mack. Wow. He's special. What a player, Marlon Mack. Killens on the return. Looks for an alley. Stop shy of the 30. So then the offense need a response. End around play. And Payton is throwing. Got the big arm. Traquan Smith has got it. Now it's one-on-one with Ward. Traquan Smith the move. And a UCF touchdown. Halfback option pass. Payton to Smith. 72 yards. And the Knights are back in business.
Attempted a reverse pass a week ago with this same player, Payton. They might want to play him at quarterback. See that throw? And then it's him one-on-one with Ward and Smith. He makes no bones about it. He's getting in the end zone. Excellent execution. Talk about USF not giving up the big play. I think that would qualify as giving up a big play.
New game. Matthew Wright in for the PAT. Knuckles it through. Tristan Payton's had some off-field issues. In and out of the UCF lineup this year. All good now. Onside kick. Delahaye. The Knights have it. Surprise, surprise. And UCF has the recovery. Trey Neal. Their first onside kick all year.
Watch right here. This player here. Do you see how farther he is back? If we could rewind it just a little bit, that's the reason they're attacking him. that right tackle. He's back a little bit further than both of their up men. And when you're talking about the up men, I'm talking about the two centers on their front line. He's the player they were attacking in that formation.
Dontravius Wilson gets involved and slides through traffic for about 4 on first down. So things can really change here for hashtag UCFast. With their star freshman quarterback, Mackenzie Milton, running the show. Second down. Little sidearm delivery to Smith. Got to have a catch. Tackled by Huggins.
Here we go, third down. Where do you go? Do you go back to the matchup at the bottom with Smith? He's into a rhythm, but this could also be a quarterback run.
Third down numbers, big struggle last week. Lost to Tulsa. Same today here in Tampa. Milton slings it in traffic and broken up incomplete. Sanchez on coverage against Taylor Oldham. And that ends the first half. A resounding tackle.
Where's the hammer? Because he did, Dylan. And I tell you, he's been doing that. The last game I saw, he's been tackling with some force. He's keeping some veterans on the bench. He's playing well.
116 rushing yards, 2 long touchdown runs for Marlon Mack, a big story. Traquan Smith, 124 receiving yards and a touchdown in that first half for UCF. Willie Taggart, Bulls head coach, joined by Melanie on the field.
Thank you, Dave. Coach, a couple dodged bullets in the first half, and the score doesn't reflect it, but that UCF defense doing a great job of keeping pressure on Quinton Flowers, forcing him to get his yards in smaller chunks. How do you adjust?
Well, Quinton's got to stop dancing. UCF's a fast defense, and they do a good job running to the ball, so he can't dance around like you do on most teams. He's got to put his foot in the ground and go and get the positive yards right now. So he just got to settle down, stop dancing around, and just make plays.
One thing that has worked for you offensively is Marlon Mack. 2 touchdowns in the first half. How's he been able to be so explosive?
Well, Marlon's a hell of a player, and he did a good job of running, breaking tackles, and making plays for us. So we need him to keep doing that.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Melanie, Coach Taggart, thanks. End of the first half, 24-14 game. Bulls over the night. Stay tuned. The Ram Trucks halftime report coming your way right after the break. Our lending tree first half stats. Rushing yards, wow. USF almost 200 in the opening 30, Corey.
And I think a lot of it had to do with the big runs. I thought that they managed some of the other situations. They kept Quinton Flowers, who arguably is this conference's player of the year, under control. But they could not stop this guy. Marlon Mack, outstanding first half.
Saw that 1 for 9 for the Knights on third down conversions. They made their first third down try on the touchdown drive to begin the game for Scott Frost, then 0 for their last 8 to end that first half. That's got to change in half number 2. Delahaye will kick off here for the Knights. Second half is underway. Adams watches that sail through the end zone for a touchback. Back down to Melanie Collins.
Thank you, Dave. Well, some tough breaks for this UCF team in the first half. Scott Frost told me just before the second half, he told his guys to keep fighting and take care of the football. He said this USF team is too good to be missing tackles like they have been, especially against Marlon Mack. I asked him about that halfback option pass to Traquan Smith. He said that was one of our better plays, and we're going to need a couple of those to beat this team, guys.
Won't be easy, Melanie, against this high-flying, high-scoring offensive attack led by Marlon Mack. Average 11.6 yards a carry in the first half and 2 spectacular touchdown runs. Adams in motion. Fake the jet sweep to him. Marlon Mack. Good pickup. First down and then some. Bumped out of bounds by DJ Killings. Mack adds to his total.
Well, you're going against 2 different plays, and Adams provides the cheese. Brim can't get off the block, and then Mutchinson, again, misses a tackle in the alley.
Adams has the catch and is dropped right away. Shaquille Griffin. Shaquille's a senior. Shaquem, Defensive Player of the Year favorite in the American Conference, is a redshirt junior. So this is the final regular season game for Shaquille.
Shaquille's an interesting player. He's played safety and corner, often intermittently during games. Bench presses over 400 pounds.
Second out, Flowers loose. Quinton Flowers has the edge, has the first down, and a He's incredible.
Well, the first player that misses is Rucker. And then on the edge, you're going to get a block from Mack here late. Really, he just outruns Mack. And there's nobody other than maybe Griffin from the other side that can even come close. I asked the coaches this year about the pulled hamstring against Temple. They said on the next practice they had, he was running full speed again. They never seen anything like it.
Didn't miss a beat, did he? Bears PAT, 62-yard touchdown run for Quinton Flowers. He's got 14 touchdown runs. Max got 15 with a pair today. He might just be the best running back in the American Conference, and he's a quarterback. He's Quinton Flowers. Amazing.
And a new school record for Quinton Flowers. I just wonder, can he keep it if Max stays in school? You never know what happens with these two guys, two 1,000-yard rushers on the same team.
Amazing firepower. Killens on the return, 1 yard deep in his end zone. Knocked down shy of the 20. Gotta love it. Milton throwing. Taylor Older has the catch in front of Hoggins. And a good pickup for UCF.
And this was his best throw of the game. And I think that you can see his footwork. You see how he turns his shoulders. And still a little bit late, but it was a longer throw and one that his footwork had to be in place on.
Gain of 10. Hamilton gets out to the 30.
Well, for UCF, it's about finding a way to stay on the field. That keeps the USF offense off the field. That means on third down, you're 1 out of 9 on third downs in the first half.
Here's second down. Akins, another catch. Colin McGee can't make the play, but Augie Sanchez can. Team's leading tackler. And second in the American Conference behind Cincinnati's Eric Wilson. Good pickup, though, for UCF. They're on the move. Gain of 13 yards.
And you avoid third down because you got that gain on second down. And for USF, they've got to not give up the big plays.
Play fake. Akins, another catch. Nichols trying to take on big Jordan Akins. Not a good idea. Back down to Melanie Collins.
Thanks, Dave. Well, one of the things Scott Frost told us in regards to Mackenzie Milton is that he's a guy who doesn't have to make a mistake a bunch of times. He's really sharp when it comes to the X's and O's of the game, and he said the biggest challenge has been coaching him to limit the chances he takes without taking the playmaker out of him. He said he has to know when to be Superman and when to retire his aircraft.
Not always easy, right, Melanie, to make those decisions. Tajay Fullwood slams down Juwan Hamilton. That's a good pickup. Chains will move here for UCF. It looks like, as Melanie talked about, those decisions right now are pretty good for Mackenzie Milton.
They are, and I believe that retiring an aircraft, I like that, because sometimes just taking what the defense gives, not a bad idea if you're going to stay out of those third and long situations.
Here's first down. Play fake. Milton is throwing over the middle. Traquan Smith has it. Nichols, the tackle. And another good pickup to the 29-yard line. First down, and Traquan Smith is slow to get up. Rookie of the year in the American last year. He's got all 4 100-yard receiving games for UCF this year, including today. Knights have no 100-yard rushing games all year. First down. Snelson the catch. Tackle Dietrich Nichols, who closed pad popper and hung on.
He did and hung on in the key part. It's one thing to hit, it's another thing to wrap. This is called tackling. Sometimes you see players come up and they make the highlight film hit. That's not tackling, that's a tackle. Bring your arms if you want to be a tackler. Dietrich Nichols is.
Augie Sanchez leads his team in tackles, but Nichols might be the defensive MVP. He's made some huge plays for them. Killens, trouble, Nichols again, and Nigel Harris. Don't fall for the fake, it's a loss of 2.
Like a Statue of Liberty with the
Statue of Liberty play. I like that ball handling.
But there's a tackle again, right? And tackling always shows up if you do it the right way. And good job by Harris getting off a block as well. Cam Stewart tried to come in and block him. He said, no way. And you see those numbers. This is a player who makes plays all over the field.
Third down. Screen pass, Taj McGowan. Dietrich Nichols in space, does it again.
Tackle. And that was as impressive 3 consecutive plays that I've seen from a corner this season. And he hasn't had his best game in coverage. He's been only okay thus far, but to come up and make those 3 tackles and limit them potentially to 3 says a lot.
37 yards out, long for Matthew Wright. 50, made 4 against South Carolina State to open the season. Knights need this. And they've got it. Inside the left upright.
He's on a roll.
31-17. Made a couple long ones, 45 yards plus against Tulsa last week. Hits this one against the Bulls today.
Look at the
2-score
celebration.
game. Now, Quinton Flowers and Worth have had just tremendous seasons. I know your offensive MVP in the league probably is Flowers. I've got Will Worth.
Oh, really?
Tago Smith was going to be the starter quarterback, right? Got hurt game 1 for Navy, and Worth has taken over and been tremendous. But then, again, how do you vote against Quinton Flowers? That's through the end zone. De La Haye's kick for a touchback. Marlon Mack has the carry and churns ahead to the 30. Got 5 yards.
He's going to need, Smith is going to need some football toughness to make it through this type of game. It's a rivalry game. And no one likes that basketball court, but when you have those types of nicks and bruises and this type of game, you got to kind of tough it out and mentally work through it, kind of like he did in coming back to football.
Fake that jet sweep. Marlon Mack again stays busy and grinds ahead. Shy of the marker, needs a 35 for a first down. 2 more yards for Marlon Mack. 135 rushing yards of the day. We saw a moment ago, bottom of your screen, USF still has a chance to host the American Conference Championship game next week. Need some help from East Carolina to beat Temple tonight. Big third down here. Third down. Mack, lots of time. There he goes. Closed by Rucker. Mark Rucker with a big play. Knocks him down. Woo. It's a loss of 5.
Now that was a decision. That's when you make a decision and just go. And watch Rucker. And when he makes this decision, he's going to hit the accelerator button. And whoa. And that was an excellent tackle. You can see down the field, they're playing a little bit of zone coverage and they're passing some routes off. And excellent job by Eric Chenander in this UCF defense.
Hernandez kicks to Johnson. Chris Johnson. Nigel Harris can't find him on the sideline. Bumped out of bounds. Good field position here for UCF. And all of a sudden, Knights with a chance to make this very interesting, this rivalry game today.
Dante Copeland.
He was thrilled. You might have facilitated that.
Not at all.
It was very nice of you.
This showed up.
First down.
Got to meet Peter Rizzo.
Milton throwing. And no drop. Hey, Godwin had a couple chances to pick that and somehow doesn't come down with the interception at the 10-yard line. Incomplete.
Well, he lost the ball. They're going to try to throw something vertical. Here's Godwin. He's back where he's supposed to be. It's an overthrow. You've got an open man in the middle and Oldham, and trust me, Nate, I've dropped some too.
Senior from here in Tampa on senior day. He's got 1 career pick. That would have been a special memory, but incomplete pass. UCF going to go fast here.
I promise you one thing, he'll remember it.
Third down. Play fake. Pressure from Sanchez. And Milton delivers. On the money, Traquan Smith has returned and makes a big catch. Gain of 12 to the 30. First down, Knights.
And Melanie talked about what would happen. And look at how he's developed. Wanting to play basketball, sitting down in the zone. That shows how much he's come along as a receiver, understanding the game.
QB draw. Mackenzie Milton runs right at Nigel Harris, trying to extend that ball. That was dangerous with the ball security. Almost lost it. But it's a good pickup for the freshman from Hawaii, who has really settled down nicely in this game. Gain of 7.
And I like him better as a passer. You might find this hard to believe than even sometimes as a runner. I like him throwing on the move.
Hamilton gets by Mike Love. Has a first down. Gets physical with Hoggins. And leans ahead. Polished off by Awalake. Gets to the 15-yard line. Another UCF first down. Gain of 8.
Well, it was Jordan Johnson, number 72, who got out again and made an excellent block. He's a pretty good blocker in space, their right guard.
Play fake to McGowan. Pass play. Franks has the catch. Stopped by Sanchez. Jordan Franks, first touch of the day. Today's Red Zone being brought to you by Verizon. Touchdown early. Opening drive of the game in the first quarter. Capped off by Juwan Hamilton. That was a gain of 7. Second down. Taj McGowan navigates Nigel Harris and Hoggins combining the tackle. But he gets inside the 5. It's another UCF first down. First and goal, gain of 5. Knights going fast here, not wasting any time. McGowan, end zone, touchdown UCF. That looked easy. He walks in. And the Knights came to play today in this rivalry game, putting pressure on USF.
Well, number 66, Aaron Evans, and also Jordan Akins over here on this side. They're going to make some pretty good blocks to open it up. And then you get the kick out block for number 15, Jordan Franks. So running to that left side, they've been running up inside. I also think Jason Ray, who we talked to earlier this week, he's done a pretty good job inside, particularly on that last possession.
Matthew Wright has the point after. And we, Corey Chavis, have ourselves a one-score game.
Well, time is running out. And if you want to make a stand, it has to be at the point of attack. If you're South Florida, you got to come to tackle.
I'll give Milton a lot of credit. He had a tough game last week. That lost to Tulsa. Issues with accuracy, decision-making. Today he has come to play, and it's been a different story. And you see why Scott Frost has so much confidence in his young quarterback. And the Knights are pumped, and why not? Taylor Hay kicks off, and Adams won't even bother. That's over his head out of the end zone for a touchback. Flowers in the offense, back on the field. Matt, big run. Shaquille Griffin shoves him out of bounds. First down and then some, though, for Marlon Mack, adding to his totals.
And Rodney Adams is as big a part of this run as anybody because you've got the linebackers with 2 different keys.
158 rushing yards. First down. Adams. No whistle. Do we hear a whistle there? Is that a backwards pass? Hang on a second. Now it's called incomplete.
That's going to be
that went backwards. That would have been a fumble.
The ruling on the field is a forward pass. Incomplete.
Didn't hear the whistle right away.
And UCF knows all about that, remember?
Do they ever?
So.
Wild Maryland game. I think it was a forward pass. What do you think?
I definitely do. I mean, you'll see the angle coming this way.
Great look from our crew. No review required that time. And that'll do it for the third. It's a one-score game in Tampa. 31-24, Scott Frost, the Knights trailing the Bulls. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Deal.
Big third down right here, D.
Fourth underway. And Flowers. Deep ball. Incomplete.
And that was a great play.
Solomon, intended receiver.
DJ Killens, the player that's taking his game to another level, finds the ball. They're looking for Solomon in the key third down situation. And Killens says, no way. Not on my watch. You see his defensive backs coach and his teammates This is what he's done the last couple of weeks.
Rugby kick, pressure, and almost blocked. Johnson hit right away. Alex Salvato.
Another long snapper making a tackle. It's two long snappers making a tackle in the same game.
Nate Evans had that pressure. First down. Milton, little play fake. Flips that pass. Juwan Hamilton. Mike Love can't find him. Nigel Harris upends the freshman Hamilton. A good pickup, though, for UCF on first down. They have just seemed so comfortable offensively in the second half. Corey, why is that?
Well, they've run the ball 12 times and thrown it 19 on first down. So they've been balanced the entire game. And I think that's kept USF's defense off balance.
Second down. Nigel Harris again on senior day. Face-to-face physical contact with Juwan Hamilton. Gain of 2, so third down coming up.
And this USF defensive line, they've got to be salivating. You've got to back up at right tackle and Jake Brown. Look, you've got to be able to put your imprint on the game right here if you're that defensive line.
Big conversion try. Play fake. Oldham has the catch in front of Colin McGee. And Taylor Oldham, the grab. Big first down for the Knights.
Well, I thought he threw the ball before Oldham turned around. So when he turns around, the ball's right there, even though it's a little bit high. And that was an anticipatory throw from Milton. That's what you have to do to graduate and play next level at this level.
First down. Play action. Tipped. Intercepted. Augie Sanchez. Sanchez, the pick for USF. And the Bulls are in business.
Here's Sanchez. He's reading the eyes of the quarterback. The ball gets tipped, and because he got a good break off of the shoulders of Milton, that's what allowed him to get the tip. So I know a lot of people say, well, it's a tip. You're supposed to catch it. Well, put yourself in a position to catch the tip, and that is breaking on the shoulders of the quarterback in zone coverage and actually matching your coverage. Couldn't have done it any better than what you saw from Sanchez.
Tip by Mike Love, who twice has deflected passes. That one into the hands of teammate Augie Sanchez. Big play. Bulls take over short field. Flowers, the burst. Flowers, the touchdown for USF. Electrifying.
They're reading right here. He reads him go down, and then all of a sudden, he takes off because you've got to read the mesh point, and that's what Flowers did a good job of on that zone read. Tristan Hill bites just a little bit. You can't give Flowers a step. You said he was the best running back in the conference. He's one of the best in the country.
Tenth time this year, a one-play scoring drive for USF, tops in the nation.
You better have on the sidelines a lot of air because they score so fast. Sanchez has to get back out there to get him the ball back, maybe even again.
Such a big game for USF, trying to go 7-1 in league play and wrap up the American Conference East if Temple loses to East Carolina. Now that's the key, as the Owls beat USF. Lone loss in conference for the Bulls was to Temple in Philly, as Quinton Flowers 2 more touchdown runs in this game today, and the total just keeps on rising. 27 career touchdown runs for Flowers. Sanchez the pick, Flowers touchdown run again. Caden Moore on the return this time. First touch of the day for him. Got some good wheels. And he's dropped outside the 20 to the 25-yard line. Close to crossing line of scrimmage. intercepted. Godwin didn't drop this one. Now that's a great moment on senior day for the senior Nate Godwin. He has the pick. Back-to-back interceptions for the Bulls, and they get it right back.
I just mentioned the power arm, right? And this is a throw. You've got to be able to make this throw over the top. And so here's the break by Godwin. He's coming right here, and he's gonna. The ball should be placed over the top of Godwin. He doesn't get it over the top of him, even though Ward was in pretty good coverage, and he knows it. And now's the time where really Justin Holman would probably be a better option for UCF, because Milton does not have the power arm. That to me is his biggest weakness, and he's a pretty good passer, doesn't have a power arm.
Back to the Bulls. Flowers. Okay to Dillon. Can't bring it in with Earl Clark on coverage. There's a flag down.
It's like a false start.
Illegal formation.
Illegal formation.
Offense. 5 players in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. First down.
As much as they line up in those formations, that's a bit of a surprise, but good moment for Godwin and what he's been able to accomplish. He's always been a consistent player for him. Finishing on the ball, something you talked about, and I guess they're saying that Rasheem Bronson wasn't on the ball.
Knights decline the penalty, make it 2nd and 10.
Don't want to give him an extra down, huh?
Nope. Not with these guys out there. Flowers the fake. Flowers tracked down by T.J. Mutcherson, but he gets all the way to the 45 of UCF. The ball handling spectacular, 12 more yards.
Now, is this fair? One-on-one, and you do a pump fake, and you lose 3 defenders easily.
He's amazing. First down. Throwing. Sideline route. Solomon the catch. True freshman from Miami. Getting some targets. First catch of the year.
And when you talk to T.J. Weist, the offensive coordinator, he talks about how they leave some plays on the field. I mean,
Marlon Mack has a first down.
That's the amazing part, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they're averaging 516 yards a game, 7th in the country. And they're talking about they've left a lot of plays on the field this season.
T.J. Weist, one-time interim head coach at UConn when Paul Pasqualoni was fired there a couple years ago. An interesting answer when you asked him about being a head coach one day this week.
Yeah, he said that's something that's definitely wants to be a head coach again, just from some of the stuff he's learned over the years.
Pump fake. Flowers. Adams has the catch inside the 10.
Now, this is a route that they ran earlier in the season against Northern Illinois for a touchdown. Slant and go on this side. They come back with a seam to Adams, so he pump fakes it over here, and then he throws it back over there. And that's perfect timing by Flowers. A pretty good throw.
Picks up 25. First and goal. Mack, T.J. Mutcherson, and Dimitri Brim combine on the tackle for UCF.
And that shows the recall of this staff. He talks about how Willie Taggart gets out there on Saturday morning sometimes, or Friday morning at walkthroughs, and says, let's change and add a wrinkle to something. And they just went back to a play from week 3, Dave. The last play.
Great call, by the way. You called that game, but your film study is extraordinary. I just want to make sure everyone understands that.
Man, that's something else, dude.
Fake that jet sweep. Here's Mack. Tries to burst through the middle. And stacked up at the 15.
Man, I'm still smarting from that Hall versus Rucker matchup.
Temple can wrap up everything in the American East and become the champion of the division for the first time in school history with a win tonight over East Carolina. USF hoping to hold on here, and an Owls loss to the Pirates means USF wins the East and will host the 2nd annual American Conference Championship game. SMU and Navy play today, so Navy, there are scenarios where the Mids could host the championship game, but likely to be the East Division winner. Off the timeout, Flowers Lunges ahead inside the 15 to the 13.
Now, what do you think about that? Because I know Western Michigan doesn't bring a lot of. You and Melanie were talking. I mean,
two big
do they bring a lot of
wins.
fans to this game, though, right?
That would be an issue. I would imagine for the folks in Arlington running the Cotton Bowl, because the Group of 5 champ is going to the Cotton Bowl this year.
Because I don't even know how many
have
people
the following that
Right.
Navy would have.
And I don't even know how many people are in Kalamazoo. I mean, is there a lot?
They didn't sell it last night in their senior night against
Yeah,
the
so
great team and great year for PJ Fleck. You don't want to take anything away from them.
Not at all. But we're just talking the facts.
Right. From 30 for Bear here. He's got this one. 41-24. Bulls in control on Senior Day in Tampa, Florida. Our great group. Happy Thanksgiving to one and all. Hope everyone had that safe and happy holiday on Thursday. And what a season it's been. CBS Sports Network, thanks to everyone who's worked so hard with us all year long. Tremendous job, guys. I can't believe this is the last couple minutes of our football season together, Corey. You're going to miss watching all that film this week, right? For those of you who don't know, Corey watches about 20 hours of film a week.
I watched 20 hours of film in 2 days.
Mel on first down. Throws to Stewart, and it's incomplete with Ward on coverage.
That was almost a no-look pass. And that's because of the pressure, but
like everything else with an 18-year-old true freshman quarterback, today is a learning experience. And the good news is you have 15 extra practices by making a bowl game this year. And a chance to play in the postseason. And what a turnaround it's been. Stewart the catch there. First time since 04-05 when Coach O'Leary went 0-11, then a bowl game the next year, that any FBS team has gone from winless, as UCF did last year, to a bowl game the next season. Taj McGowan on the screen. First down.
I guess the decision that Scott Frost will have to make, though, is Milton. As we see this screen develop, and they do a lot of different things with Jason Ray. They're going to get him out, block it in front, and also number 75, Tate Hurnley. But is he the guy to lead your program? As much as he was a good coop in your first year, there's Holman in the game
Justin
now.
Holman comes in. And Cam Stewart on the completion. Corey called for that earlier. Holman is their thrower. He's the senior from Georgia who started basically 2 full years. Began this season as a starter, hurt his hamstring against Michigan on a running play, and then lost his job to Milton. Handing off to Taj McGowan.
And by the way, one thing we always hear, you can't lose your job through injury. Yeah, you can.
You sure can.
I've had it happen to me before. It happens sometimes, and that's why they say don't get injured, and that's why I try to stay out of the hot tub, Dave.
And on the field, right?
Yeah, that's a popular thing. Stay out of the hot tub and stay on the field.
Here's second down. So Holman with that big arm throws to Traquan Smith, and runs right over Nichols. And Smith into the end zone for a UCF touchdown.
Wow.
What a stiff arm physical play by Traquan Smith, and he's shaken up.
He's been shaken up a couple of times today, though, right?
41-yard touchdown connection. Holman into the game, responds to make it an 11-point contest.
Well, here's that power arm. Deep comeback to the outside numbers, and it's right on the money. And now it's one-on-one with Nichols, who he's not had a good day. I mean, I know he had the 3 tackles in a row we liked. That was a stiff arm to the ground. That was a poor effort by Dietrich Nichols. I haven't seen a player dominate him like Traquan Smith has done him today all season. And that was an impressive score, and this game is far from over.
Senior from Stone Mountain, Georgia, Justin Holman comes in cold off the bench and now has his 34th career touchdown pass and 3rd of the year. He started against East Carolina, game we call on CBS Sports Network earlier this year when Milton had hurt his ankle.
And they won that game.
And they played well. He won that game, but the next time out, after Hurricane Matthew postponed the game, Milton was again the starter. Wright has a PAT, and hang on a second. It's 41-31.
Game's far from over when you got your senior throwing lasers like this. If a Traquan Smith and Dietrich Nichols, he says, no way.
10-point game. Justin Holman throwing a touchdown pass to Traquan Smith. It's his second TD grab of the day. He's had a huge afternoon. 7 catches, 183 yards, and 2 scores. So Donald DeLahaye, we saw a very good onside kick in the first half. It didn't work out. Trey Neal was out of bounds. They try again. Airborne. Grab by Jamon Thomas.
I like the style of that onside kick. He got the second hop, and then that was just an excellent vertical jump by Jamon Thomas to go up and just scour over everybody. Look at those long arms. Boy, I tell you what, he's what you look for when you draw it up in terms of the frame if you want a longer safety in your back end.
6'3", 196-pound redshirt freshman from Immokalee, Florida. Impressive. Knights have 3 timeouts. Got to get the ball back, though. Junkyard Dog, Ernest Johnson busy. Knocked down by Brim. Timeout.
Their first charge timeout. Please to set the game clock to 2 minutes, 42 seconds.
Night tackle today for Dimitri Brim, leading the way. Nigel Harris has 11 to lead the USF attack this week against Scott Frost. Here's Flowers. Bounces outside. Kyle Gibson on that RPO came and just decked Quinton Flowers. The pass incomplete.
Well, that was a dangerous pass by Flowers. What is he thinking on that? I mean, don't forget about the time on the clock. It's 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Somebody picks that ball off. They go to score a touchdown. They're only down by 3. You've got to take care of the ball if you're Quinton Flowers. And that was a questionable decision by the junior.
Third down off the timeout. Fake the sweep, and Flowers is dropped by Hill, the spectacular true freshman.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better scenario. Inside, they're pulling it around, and this time Amici gets a block, but it's Hill who works through the block of Hall to make the play.
Nearly blocked. Hernandez gets the kick off. Johnson on the return. Looks for room right. And is nailed at the 16. 7-yard return off the 40-yard punt from John Hernandez.
Yeah, that was an unforced error. And I give Jawan Brown credit for the scoop and score. He was in the right position. This another tip pass. Mike Love. And now you've got Milton taking off, and I don't know about that throw. That throw was underthrown, and Nate Godwin makes it pay. Could have had another interception as well. I think Sanchez, he's played well. For me, this Holman insertion into the lineup, USF has played around with fire a couple of weeks, letting teams get back in it. This is interesting.
So Holman stays in. Senior gunslinger, got the big arm. Got pressure, Awalake on the sack. Special moment for a special senior USF. That ball tipped. Sanchez almost had a second pick. And Mike Love, well, he's been great up front today. In this game, Kevin Bronson, piece of that one. 6'4", 280. They've knocked down several night passes.
Well, let's keep in mind that right now, Akins is your biggest receiver on the field. Traquan Smith is not on the field on this down.
Holman looks for Jones. It's incomplete. Nate Godwin almost had a second pick of the second half. So now 4th down, and Knights will have to go for a course here.
This is just a vertical corner route. by Hayden Jones, and I don't think he did a good enough job of pushing inside to give Holman room to make the throw. He stayed a little too vertical before breaking out. Now, you're on a it is fourth down, so who is the guy that you're targeting with Smith out of the game? I gotta think maybe you're just gonna go ahead and give a shot maybe down here to the bottom. Tristan Payton, he's your fastest receiver on the field. Give him a shot down the field.
Fourth down, play fake. Holman, pressure, down he goes. Josh Black.
To be able to give him an opportunity, you got to hold up on the edges, and both edges failed. And you can see Black just runs right through Jake Brown, number 77. And then from the other side, he had a pretty good rush also.
Juwan Brown.
Yeah, and he was going against a guy who I thought was in pretty good shape most of the season, Aaron Evans. So they didn't hold up on the last down, and inevitably it cost the Knights.
Scott Frost, tough loss, double overtime at home to Maryland, the Big Ten. Temple, they lost last-second touchdown pass. Keith Kirkwood from Philip Walker. It's another tough loss here today, it appears. Close calls. First down, Dearest Johnson trying to end this thing. Jemias Pittman knocked him down. Shy of the 5, he got to the 6-yard line.
What a game for Juwan Brown. A name you don't hear about much on this USF defense. He's played spectacularly in terms of not only scooping and scoring for a touchdown, but also bringing heat off the edge.
Johnson on second down. Shaquille Griffin in his final regular season game. Let's bring down Dearness Johnson.
And he'll play on Sundays, Griffin. He's got a chance to be a safety at the next level. Some teams may look at him as a press corner. I don't think he's smooth enough to stay outside, but I definitely think he'll challenge for reps. And looks like Sanchez and Harris are setting up a Gatorade bath for Taggart.
And there it goes. Willie Taggart gets doused. Dearness Johnson. Wow, thrown backwards. Tony Garan. And Johnson was on the 1-yard line. A violent throwdown.
What a game for Garan. He doesn't care about the score. He's still talking noise to Wilcox. And I like that effort from Brim as well. And they're going to try to score.
Wow, it's a rivalry game. Remember that. Dearness Johnson, touchdown for the Junkyard Dog. Exclamation point on a Bulls win. You don't take a knee in a rivalry, right?
Right,
You score again and again and again.
For these two teams, there's no love lost. And that was just saying we're a little bit more than just 10 points better than you. And we're going to try to show it.
Bear in for the PAT, and the Bulls will win their school record 10th game of the year. What a season for USF.
Quietly 10 wins, right?
In terms of the national picture, yes. There's receiving votes in a couple polls, but not ranked in the playoff poll. And look at this. Ice bath for Willie. Woo! Oh, that's cold.
Yes, it is.
That feels good. Augie Sanchez leads the way.
You know what? You got to cool them down. They're so hot.
Absolutely.
I mean, this team they're hot, and I know that's probably the best ice bath he's gotten. You can see him celebrating with Deidre Sanad and Jamon Thomas. Everybody knows the work he's put in this program. First 10-win season in school history. That says a lot. With some of the accomplishments of this program, Willie Taggart, been a rising star for quite some time, all the way back to his days at Western Kentucky. He's done a great job.
On senior day, Jones the return. 4 seconds left. So in 4 seconds, the American Conference East will look like this. USF at 7-1, hoping Temple will fall to East Carolina tonight in Philly. If the Owls win, they wrap up the East because they beat USF. 10-2, and UCF will await its bowl destination. They got the 15 extra practices. I want to thank our great crew for a fantastic season, one and all. Our producer, Carlo Gennarini, our director, Jeff Mitchell, and our tremendous crew. Thanks so much, guys. That's it. 48-31 the final. So long from Tampa. Hang on. We got a little rough stuff afterwards. 48-31 is our final. Now let's send you out to California. John Sadak, Eric Davis, Taylor Rooks on the call. San Jose State takes on Fresno State. Thanks one and all for joining us all season long. Our American Conference broadcast on CBS Sports Network.